Aloha, we're here at PTC TV at PTC'16, and I'd like to introduce to you Donnie DeFreitas, who's the advisor at the PiRRC, the regulators group in the Pacific. So my name is Savenaca Vocea. I'm the vice president for ICANN for stakeholder engagements in the Pacific. So Donnie, what has been the difference, because you've been the past managing director at ECTEL, the Caribbean Regulators Group, and then recently you were also the regulator at Samoa. Now that you've come from the Caribbean, what do you see the difference between the Caribbean and the Pacific?
Well, thankfully, Sabe, we limited to 5 minutes. Two critical areas in the Pacific as compared to the Caribbean is basically geography and perhaps level of development. The geography in the Pacific, a near flight of 4 hours is a long flight in the Caribbean. Development, we're a little bit more advanced than the Pacific Islands. So, but it's still the same: climate, people, friendliness.
Okay.
So we get in there.
So now that you're at PiRRC, what is the role of PiRRC, or how different? What do you think is? Why is it different from the other organizations in the region?
PiRRC is a bit of a mouthful, but it's the Pacific ICT Regulatory Resource Center. And the idea is to provide regulatory resources to the Pacific Islands, not just to the regulators, but to industry, to the NGOs, especially for stakeholder engagements, etc. So our fundamental difference is that we focus on the Pacific Islands, and we focus on providing regulatory resources through consultants, specialists, work groups, knowledge building, and generally we're focusing on that. We're a bit different to Peter, who's more on the industry side.
I think that's really great, because we have a lot of other international organizations that the Pacific has to deal with in terms of providing input, and being together at PiRRC, you consolidate the inputs from the region. So that's great.
Yeah, and that's critical, because the Pacific has an alphabet soup of organization: PITA, PiRRC, APT, and they all have different niches. So we're going to focus on regulatory resources, Pacific Islands, and that's going to be our main focus. As you would know, the changes in ICANN, etc., we've been working on that. WRC, we've been consolidating and collaborating, and we offer advice to member countries on.
That was really great that we had some input from the Pacific in the ICANN process. Just moving on, I wanted to know if there is a site that you have already for PiRRC, a website that people can go to.
We used to have PiRRC.org, but we had problems with it, and we are now trying to clean it up. We have moved the content over to PiRRC.org.fj, but it's a bit of a non-dynamic site at the moment, and we're working to develop it. So you'll be hearing more of PiRRC in the future, and we'll have a website to show you.
Thank you. And so for the viewers here at PTC TV, is there some kind of work or activities that we should look out for, and in terms of PiRRC engagements?
Well, the main one we're focusing on: two, data collection for the Pacific to provide reliable, accurate data. And the second one is, we believe there's a need for a coordinated, accredited training program. So we're going to focus on bringing together resources from the ITU, ICANN, PITA, APT, to develop a course curriculum for online training for regulators, and the key being that we are face-to-face at some point in time. Say it'd be a 2-3 year program, and every year they come together to discuss case issues, etc., rather than the ad hoc approach of workshops and dealing with specific matters.
It's very interesting, and that's great. So thank you very much, Donnie. I think we will end there. Mahalo.
Thank you very much.